Okay. Hello. Hello. Alright. So, I realized a lot of the immediate uploads are going to be, well, maybe not a lot of them, but the next like 3 or so would essentially just be the Mass Effect series, and not just the Mass Effect series, but the Mass Effect series that's been recorded over a year ago. And personally, I can't stand watching those. I can't stand listening to myself from a year and a half ago. A lot's changed since then with me, and it's a little annoying. And I'll admit, I talk a lot still when I'm doing these, but there's just something about it that bothers me, and I think that's just how people tend to be with their own recordings, especially over time, so I'm not particularly ashamed of them or anything. I don't think there's anything super wrong with them, it's just really weird for me to look at. So for my own sake, I want to throw in some new stuff to stagger it a little bit. So we're gonna play little something. We're gonna play a little something else. We're gonna play Beyond Citadel. It's a game that has a really cool mechanic that I really enjoy. I don't want to say an aesthetic I really enjoy, because that's not quite what I mean. But we'll pull it up right here. You'll see it's a 2.5D basically. It's like Daggerfall. It's got that kind of thing, like Doom, old Doom games. It's 3D, but it's 2D sprites, and I love that. I love that aesthetic. Something about it I absolutely adore. I love Daggerfall so much. But anyway, that aside, we'll start, and I'll continue while I start. I have played it before, so I am going to start from the beginning. I backed up my saves just in case this is a problem, because I believe the developer removed New Game Plus for the time being, and depending on how permanent or impermanent it is. Is this in an appropriate picture? Yeah. Kinda. Okay, well that's maybe not the best first impression of a start. Especially with no music, yeah. I'm supposed to be reading. The 7 trumpets were tooted, and bad things are happening. And I guess that's it. Something about mechanical angels and stuff, or maybe those are. I didn't play the first game. Okay, it didn't have the gun mechanics, which is like the whole reason I liked this game a lot. It was really just the gun mechanics. Yeah, it's a little. There's some revealing characters, plural. I guess it's counting our seconds. Just, yep, there it is. This is our character. Just be ready for that. I guess it's a little late. But, yep, we're gonna keep moving. And you can, it's got such charming little details, which is a huge deal for me. Like, you take your helmet on and off, not that it really matters, but like, you can do that, and that's fun. Her eyes are closed for some reason. Oh, because look, see, her eyes are closed because she was taking her helmet off, or putting her helmet on. You see her eyes moving left and right as you look, so you can see her looking around. Like just little charming details. You can slide, it's got zoomer stimming mechanics, you can just slide and jump. It's like a new Call of Duty where it's just designed for you to stim the whole time, so you just can't stop crouch spamming and sliding everywhere and thinking it makes you a good movement player, when in reality it just makes you a stimming idiot. Like new Call of Duty. Anyway, let's not be so negative right away. Look at this. You can just take the mag out. It's still got one in the chamber. You can shoot it. It didn't lock open, but look. Now, I can't shoot, I have to cock it myself, if I remember the button to do it. Look at that, and I can just eject rounds. That's so cool for a game like this, in my opinion. I guess your suit auto refills the magazines, but at the bottom you can see I have the 1 magazine. I don't have any spares right now. Your gun can jam, and that's the condition. I believe they take this away from me, but look at this, and I'm gonna play with the all of the settings, which is that one. The other one removes the weapon jamming, I believe. But Look at that, and you gotta... It's just... It's so satisfying. This is stuff that... It's like Receiver, really. You know? I mean, even in Tarkov you have to press the reload button, and you don't take out your mag individually, you know what I mean? It's something that I love to see. It's like... It honestly strikes the perfect balance to me between... Yeah, like, of Receiver and a normal game. Like, it isn't so in-depth, and the controls aren't so just a complete mess that you're fighting the whole time to remember the controls. Like, once you get them down, you kinda figure it out. Yeah, let's not look down too much. Let's not look down too much. But that is, yep, you can take a look at that. It's, you can snap your fingers when you don't have a gun out. Isn't that charming? Like, you see what I mean? I love that stuff. Like, that mixed with the way the guns are, it's all just... I love that so much. I don't know what's over here. A book. Okay. I'm not gonna read all this, really, but it looks like something is happening. Not a fan of all the characters. I don't like this guy, which is a shame. I don't know much about him. Fulfilled your mandate. You need to live a harsh life. No, you don't need to. I imagine that's something in the first game. I did all this, and he's like, look, you already did it. You don't have to go back down. You've served already. However, the truth you seek lies under the soil of that planet. I also want you to follow your desire, even if the signals sent to you was a trap. Don't worry, everything will be alright. I will be waiting for your return here. Okay. This is how you select your difficulty. Another thing that's super charming. Tells you right here, we are going to play on Zealot, we're going to play on Hard. Look at this, easy. And not only is it a pathway that you do, it's got like the gutter ball rails up. It's like for bowling, you can't get a gutter ball. On medium, it's like, oh, the rails are down, that's cool. And, you know, you gotta be careful there, or else you might fall into the water, and apparently that hurts really bad. I didn't realize it was hot water, I guess it was red. But, and then for Zealot, for the hard difficulty, it's lava and you have to jump, and you choose it by going across that. Like, just visually it tells you it's the hard difficulty. It's so nice. Whereas nowadays in video games we have characters who will talk into your ear all day telling you about, like, how things are dangerous and how you shouldn't go into the lava. That looks hot, I better not touch it. Thanks, buddy. In this game they just show you, and it's great. It's such a nice little thing that games don't do anymore. Yeah. Anyway, I talk about that in part 10 of the Mass Effect series, which I just finished recording, not to date this too much, but you're gonna see the date in the description anyway. So you're gonna see that those are released pretty late compared to, anyway. And this one is, the Mass Effect series is gonna run a little behind, I think, just because of those videos that I already have out. But these ones shouldn't be too behind, the ones that are Mass Effect. Here lie machines that become angels, not by birth, but by deed. They became shields for the people and rest here with the corpse of God. Okay, if you say so. Very dramatic, see? And this just talks about all the angels, I guess. Rests here with the corpse. I imagine this is all a reference to the first game. I imagine these angels were part of the first game. And maybe you killed God because you just do that in these kinds of games. You can turn these on for really no reason. You just run into them and they break, but you can turn them on. And we get this gun, which from what I remember is like one of my favorites right away. It's just nice lever action. Pick your bullets up. I think there's a chance that you can't. So you can do a quick reload, but you don't retain the magazine, and there's a chance that it'll break when it hits the ground. Is how that is. There's nothing left, Traveler. Everything is burnt to ashes. Only sand survived the purification if you still decide to go ahead. Please be careful. I will do that. Thank you. And there's the name of the game. It's also very gory, if you couldn't tell by that first little image that it showed. And these guys are coming from far away. I believe there's bullet drop as well, depending on the gun and stuff. At all as an effect. I just ejected every single round of my gun like a moron because I forgot how to play this game. Which I guess is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to play this when I forgot how to play it, because it is kind of fun wrestling with the controls for the first time. This game gives an amazing sense of self-progression. I remember playing the first mission, the first, like... It's the mission you get the shotgun, and we'll see it probably soon. But, I had to retry that mission so many times because I was just learning and fumbling with the mechanics, and I was playing it super, like, slowly and tactfully, and, like... And nowadays, I mean, maybe not nowadays, because again, it's been a while, but, can turn it off, or on and off our powers. There was a relatively inappropriate picture there. Yes, there was. I saw it. Don't worry. Yes, there was. There's also inappropriate statues everywhere. Yes, there is. Hello. So, I don't know the story behind the developer of this game, but I've heard that his social media accounts... Yeah, it's not good, really, and I think the way this kid makes me uncomfortable, the, like, little brother character definitely makes me believe it. So I'm not particularly fond of this character. I think you see it a little more through the art in the game. I should be reading some of this, sorry. I missed you, sis. I feared you would never wake up again, since you were so deeply asleep, and thank you again for doing me a favor. I wish we could spend more time here, but we can't. We are running out of time. In brief, we need to gather 7 separated artifacts, once they belong to us, and never let them have them. I don't think it's my fault that sounded bad. I think there's actually strange issues with, it's probably a translation thing. I don't know anything about the developer other than what I've heard about his social media accounts, and I haven't looked at them myself, because what I heard about them I don't particularly want to look myself at all. I don't want to look, period. Not even particularly, anyway. Never let them complete the artifact by their hands. I'm sorry to make you do this. It had to be done by my hand, but I had no choice to rely on you. You are not alone. You will see many friends again soon. Please go. We'll meet again soon. 2. I'm waiting. Okay. But the game itself is so fun, so it sucks. And I will say I do like, to an extent, you know, look at that picture. Yes, we all see this picture. It's very much a picture. But I like the song a lot. I'll say that much. It's kind of, but it's just, I don't know, I like it. I like when games and things can actually make me uncomfortable or grossed out or anything. It's a certain appreciation for art to make me actually feel something instead of just going, that's stupid, or just not really caring too much. So I like generally very violent games for that reason, not because, well, not particularly. I have a very violent job, I guess you could say. I see that stuff a lot, so it's not something that bothers me, really. But, I love this axe, also. But it's something that kinda... I don't know. It, like, tries. I don't know. And I am very intrigued by insanity. And I always wonder about... Where's my gun? The kind of people? Jesus. Okay. Well, see, not off to a good start. Oh, and there's a setting. So, you can see my stats. There's health, there's oxygen, and then there's hunger. Your health can max out at your hunger, from what I understand. After you get a blood... What is... Okay, so we're very behind. That's very gory. A lot of people don't like the screams in this game. I've heard screams like that in real life multiple times, so I guess they don't bother me so much in a video game. And in fact, I think they're a little silly in the video game. But, all same with the gore. It's a little much, it's a little over the top, which makes it a little silly to me. What was I saying? The stats. So when I do blood, it's a setting though I could turn off, but it makes my character a little dizzy. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just talking now about the game because I really like it. And this game seems like it was made by somebody who's fucking insane, in a way. And I appreciate that, because I really, yeah. I appreciate media that explores insanity. Might be a weird... I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. None of what I said really describes it well enough for me to say that you have a good understanding of what I'm trying to say. But, maybe you can piece all those together and get a better idea. Not to say it's anything bad. I don't think. I don't mean it in a way that would be bad. I just think it's fascinating. Like, I do really like games that can make me feel something. Like, an example is Nikkei. You know, the gacha game with the anime girls who jiggle their fucking, you know, jiggle their jiggle bits while you shoot stuff. Crazy, right? That I bring up that game when I'm talking about that. If you don't know anything about the story's really fucked up a lot of the time. It's very good at having a fucked up story. It has, yeah. Oops. We want that back. Okay. And they do a really good job. The way they describe certain scenes and stuff, like, actually kind of makes me a little uncomfortable. Which is awesome. Yeah, very gory. It is one of those, like, a boomer shooter type game, so it's a little over the top with gore. It's gonna be like that. I'm too, like, focused on trying to explain what I was trying to say that I have to just drop it at this point. And just accept that either you understand or you don't. Either you think I'm absolutely nuts, or it's fine. And move on. Oh, and if you press the button, like, you do a little... You just inspect the gun. Sometimes it's like a brass check, sometimes it's like you pull out the mag. You just look. It's so nice. You collect all these, so on the map, okay, hello? On the map there are, oh, that's a switch. That's another thing, I was talking about Daggerfall, it strikes another itch for me there, is it gives me a map and I want to explore the map. Which sounds simple, but there's something about Daggerfall where I'll go into a dungeon and I just want to make sure I've seen every single corner as to not miss anything, and this game also does that. Really strikes that for me. And I love that. I appreciate it so much. That guy just... she just blew her friend's head off by mistake. Just executed in the back of the head. Trying to shoot me. These are checkpoints. I'm gonna open it. You're gonna see what my character looks like. Just relax, guys. Okay, that's what I'm wearing, I guess, which is kind of part of that. Very, very interesting game, I know. But it's just so satisfying. The guns are so satisfying, the movement is so satisfying. There's a switch, so these things too, these will increase my levels. You have to find them to level up, which is really nice. I believe... I think I want to just get Pride. But I don't remember. Herman's Martyrs recovery stream upper limit and lifeblood recovery. Oh. Maybe it was Sloth? Herman's weapons chances of malfunction. I don't care too much about that. I don't care too much about movement speed. Yeah, I think I want to just go with Pride and maybe Sloth. No, we're gonna go with Sloth first. It'll be fine. When I first played, I had to go back and find a lot of these because I didn't understand that was how I leveled up, really. Or at least when I wouldn't find them because I thought I'd explored everything, I just missed them. Sister Kyrie, prayer. Ah, our martyr has awakened and began her journey to fulfill her mandate again. The rumors were true. Soon our Lord will hear this joyful tiding and we can be your assist on your quest. Please proceed, let our path be in the light. Yeah, we'll do that. We will do that. Zone 1 of 2. And they keep making noises when they're when they're on the ground. It is a little uncomfortable. Sometimes you'll like stand here and you'll just hear one of them still breathing and it's really fucked up. There's our next life. There she is. I did just get this gun, but I don't. Whoops. Oh, there goes one of our 2 grenades. I don't think I'll use it much because you like really need points in recoil to do that. And I just don't care enough. I like her a lot, she's my favorite. Yeah, that's all. Sister Chloe, arms dealer. Each virtue has a powerful feature in its own way. However, I would recommend that you should raise one or two stats in Wrath virtues first. Yeah, that's the recoil one that I was talking about. Justice without force is powerless, you know. Well, that's your choice. Did you find the sacred iron I left in the next room? Make good use of it next time. I'll take your money. But that's really all I want. There's nothing for me else to do. Next time I'll take your money. Holy shit, hey dude. There's a grenade at my feet. There's the grenade at my feet and it just killed all of his friends. She's still alive. Sometimes they will... That was a body. Sometimes, like, you're just swimming in all these corpses, it's really fucked up. And yeah. I think there's also something that's just like an edgy part of me that's like, I just wish games weren't so afraid nowadays. You know, and that's one thing I really appreciate about this game. It's an indie game, so they don't care about selling to people who don't play video games, and they don't care about people getting angry over Reddit who have never played the games themselves but like to get mad because it shows a scantily clad lady or too much gore. Basically, the new age Reddit version of parents in the 2000s or 90s. It's basically that all over again, isn't it? Oh, and there's an alt fire for all the guns. In this one you just shoot it sideways like a badass, which is really funny to me. I like that they don't really have an actual alt fire, so they're like, it'll just be cool if we make it shoot sideways, wouldn't it? Cause I really don't think there is a purpose to it. It just looks cool. Do we get everything here? No. What's that on the map? It's up there. That's the little... That's the picture. The blessing. I really love the look of this axe. I hate double-sided axes, and I really, really like single-sided ones. Like, you know, in fantasy games and whatever. Like weapon axes. And I am going to do something a little special with this playthrough, which I should have mentioned earlier. This is, see, there's the shotgun, this is the level that I spent so long just like getting absolutely destroyed because I just didn't understand the game or how to play or anything. I probably spent at least an hour just trying to do this one mission, and I'm hoping it's not like that again, but part of me is, because it's really... It's just so cool to me, that's all. But nowadays I'm like, I'm not afraid. I understand that... Look, I don't play a lot of boomer shooters, I don't play a lot of games like that. And there's some, I think there's some debate about whether or not people want to consider this a boomer shooter, but to me it's just like, look at it. You know, like, don't talk about, like, don't think about all this other silly, like, oh, but you can aim down sight, so technically that makes it, like, it's not, like, you know, actually, you can aim down sights, and you can't do that in boomer shooters. It's like, yeah, well, if every game did something that's unique, there wouldn't be a fucking genre. Like, the genre is to generalize things and give you a vague idea of what it's like. So, frankly, I think you're just an asshole and an idiot if you're completely refusing to call this a boomer shooter and just, you know, over technicalities. Maybe there's something I'm missing, like maybe there really is an argument, but that's the argument I heard. I'd be willing to change my stance if, you know, I had different information. But, I mean, look at it. You know what I mean? Like, 2.5D, guns in the middle of the screen, it's very gory. You run around a lot to dodge the bullets. It's a boomer shooter. Like, look at it for what it is. And, yeah, I haven't played a lot of boomer shooters besides this. And, I didn't really get that you really can't get hit as long as you're really careful about dodging. And he's probably in a lot of pain. I don't think I'd feel good if this was happening to me. In fact, I'm surprised you didn't scream. But, no. Oh, and you can, like, pick up barrels. You can pick up barrels. Listen to that. I don't even know who that is. Oh my, okay, that's not something we should look at. That's a little... I mean, she doesn't have you know, the parts that aren't allowed, but that goes back to what I was saying of like, I just appreciate it. I appreciate that people are willing to put things like that in games, because it's just so fucked up. And I just want things to be fucked up in video games. It's not reality. Like, whatever. Leave me alone. You're the one Sister Kyrie has reported. You woke up at a pretty bad time, didn't you? Well, because this is a bad time, you are awakened. Because it is a bad time. I know what he's trying to say. She's trying to say. He's trying to say, like, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't a bad time. Like, the reason you're here, you know? Like, you woke up because it's a bad time. We're Organa, a bunch of meat bags, like, so-called 9 non-cybernetic compatibles. Carnal worshippers, offline fanatics, assembled for this kind of situation. Let them say what they want, though they don't have the intelligence to say it anymore. Look, I genuinely only understood, like, I don't... This is, yeah, see, this is why I don't know if I want to bother too much with the dialogue. Look, even an unsocialized person like me had some feelings for my fellow squad members. That damn enlightenment wave has washed their brains out and turned them into meat puppets. Please put them at ease. You can use the workbench there as you wish. You have moddable weapons, some gold, you can upgrade them. And I believe he just sells armor, yeah, okay. Not gonna do any of this right now because this is the only thing I would consider personally, and I don't really need that now. It's a lot of money too. Let's go back. Yeah, this is where we want to go. I completely missed something by the beginning as well, so I really do have to go like pretty far back. Sister Colette, supply officer. This may sound like nitpicking, but you shouldn't throw the magazine away if it's unnecessary. A magazine is a precise instrument. If you throw it, it will break. The backpack you're carrying has a function automatically loading ammunition into a spare magazine. You should make full use of it. But that can't be said if the enemy's close to us. Be flexible. Sister Colette, supply officer. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Okay. And she sells magazines and speed loaders. No, you cannot kill them. Any of them, from what I understand. But that reminds me of what I was about to say earlier. When I got to this part. Or before I got to this part. So I'm gonna do something a little different. So the way the boss fights are... What happens, kind of, is... Oops. During the boss fights, I dropped a bullet. Sometimes you just can't get it. During the boss fights, one of, like, certain, like, angels or whatever sacrifice themselves. And, they do that. To give you a weapon that makes the boss fight much easier. I'm wondering if I can just not talk to them and do it that way. This first boss it doesn't apply to, and you'll see why. But for the others, that is the plan for this run. Also to make sure I get the achievements that I missed. Because there are 3 achievements that I didn't get, and I think it's just for finding stuff around the world, but I'm not positive. And if I don't get them, well, I'll just probably, I don't know, I want them. We'll see. Oh, that sucks really bad, doesn't it? It's not that bad. I had a life to spare, but I still have another life to spare too. I don't want to start this level all over. Oh, and we didn't even grab this one yet. So you can kick these to get armor as well, which is nice. That's all armor that I was picking up. This will overheal a little bit, and I am full, so that's what that'll be. If you use a Sacred Iron, the guns are called Sacred Irons, also, which is something I actually really like. If you use a Sacred Iron, enemies will hear the sound and come closer to you. Please always think about where you can run away in case you are swarmed by a large number of enemy. Or, you might want to kick that armor ornament there and keep some pieces of metal in your pocket. If your faith is truly genuine, these shards might protect you from some stray bullets. And there we have it. I believe... Oh no, we missed... Oh no, that's, Look at that. I can navigate here with just the map. I know exactly where I'm at. And we're back. Also, they throw like cleavers at you, these guys. The sister and the brother. Oh yeah, this thing kicks real bad, and I'm trying to control it like I am going like this while I fucking shoot. Oh, that wasn't bad. I'm pretty sure you can get like a well-placed shot, like right in their head. But the bullets drop and everything. Oh, I got him. No, I didn't. There's one on each side. Oops. If you heal above your health, it just slowly goes down. And now I believe we did get everything. We leveled up here and we got the picture. Wrath. Excuse me, Wrath can... Wrath is Wrath. Okay. It's a good thing that that wasn't a trap or something. I know that goes up. And I remember this level for the first time. There's something about like the music here. Like there's something the music does along with like stepping outside here. That was really good. Okay. Oh, I think I know what I needed. I want to get up there. I don't think I can make it. Oh, never mind, I can make it. The old days. See, some of the pictures are okay. It's just a picture of the guy with the it's just a shotgun creature lady. Very strange angle here. He's dead. Don't think there's fall damage. I don't know why, but this gave me like a huge flashback. I think the dungeon is different now in Final Fantasy XIV. It's the one where you have to get all 3 of the orbs and then go back to fight like the Cthulhu looking boss guy or whatever it is. You have to, it's like the very early dungeon. It's like one of the first 3 you do, I think. I want to say it's the second dungeon. And for some reason this reminded me of the part where, like, you come out this way, and this is like the boss room, and you have to like run all this way, get the orb, and like run all the way back, and do that. I think, oh, you come out this way, I think, and then you have to run past the boss room, go this way. Anyway, I think they redid all those early game dungeons, which is a huge shame because now they just have the same dogshit formula that all the new dungeons have, where everything's just super uniform and pathetically fucking boring and uniform, and it's just 2 pulls, boss, or it's like, oh, I guess 4 pulls depending on, I don't remember. I think they even like control it now too, like you specifically can only max out at like 2 pulls. You can't even decide what you can handle either. You can't try to pull everything if you're strong enough. You have to actually just go through it super slowly and boring. The point where you just do like 2 big pulls and then fight the boss, then 2 big pulls and then fight the boss, and 2 big pulls and fight the boss. Until you, and then the dungeon's over. Whereas back in the day, especially like that low, because that game has a 2.5 second, I think, global cooldown. I don't remember the numbers, it's been years since I've given a shit about that game. And back when I did the old UCOB and all that jazz. But essentially the game, it's so painfully slow early game to the point there's no way they don't know, but I genuinely think the game is very good at a certain sweet spot. It's before you start doing ultimate raids, before you do all that stuff. But like after you've caught up with the story and after you do that, it's like when you're still doing like just gear stuff or relic weapons or whatever else, but you're not like super fixated on like just gearing to raid and like whatever, and you're just doing content that way. I think that is like the most fun the game is. But the worst of the worst, worse than the end game, and I think the end game sucks, I'm sure a lot of people like it, but if that were true, I don't think so many of them would just open the game to stand AFK, is the early game, and it scares away so many people. There are so many people who I think would absolutely love the game if they were to actually get to that good spot, but they just can't get through the early game, and I cannot blame them, because it is so painfully slow. And it takes so long, and there's just so much you have to do. It genuinely is a terrible, terrible early game, Final Fantasy XIV. I think it's worth it if you get through it, kind of. It's hard to say that nowadays, especially since the last 2 expansions have only made the game even worse. But, I forgot she was there, and I had to panic and just sprint up, and I'm surprised I didn't just get gunned down. I'm sorry, I don't want to keep talking about Final Fantasy XIV. Holds a special place in my heart, but it is just getting ruined every single expansion by the developers. I think the moment that... I don't remember if it was Shadowbringers or Endwalker was coming out. I'll say Shadowbringers had some of my favorite story, like, ever at the time. But it's also one that you have to have built up the whole time for all of the dogshit early game. Endwalker sucked, and it, from what I saw, Dawnbreaker was just as bad. From what I saw. If not worse. And, gameplay-wise, I don't remember which one was coming out. Again, I don't remember if it was Shadowbringers or Edgewalker, or Shadowwalker, and Shadowbringers or Endwalker. I want to say it was Endwalker. It was during one of their meetings, one of their like, not meetings, but you know, they'll tell you about their development progress and whatever, and be very open with the community, and they were like, yep, look, we understand that so many of you want the game to go back to the Heaven's Ward type combat, and we're not gonna do that. And from that moment on, the game has just gotten worse and worse, and there's no way they don't understand that that was by far the wrong decision, because they're essentially just making the combat brain dead. And from what I've heard, even the guy does know that the combat is brain dead. I just hope he can realize Yoshi P. he can realize that that's the turn the game took. Like, that decision is the decision that started ruining the game. Was the decision to go away from the Heavensward style combat. And, that's my opinion. Obviously, you can agree with that if you've played the game and enjoy the game and whatever. I just think it's long gone, unless they go back on that word that ruined the game. Because from that moment on, I even saw people in chat that were like, good, thank goodness, like, fuck that. And now it's just like, yeah, you are the exact people who have ruined the game. You're the people who, don't actually play the game. Oh, getting lost, I presume. Maybe you can sit around and rest for some time. Look up and maybe the light will guide the way. That's right. So you sit here and you look up and you're like, oh, you look at the light. And there it is. I actually was so lost here when I first did this. I looked around for so long, like going back and forth, like I think there was a way here that I missed, and maybe this door opens for a reason, like it circles back because I'm supposed to do something up here, no, and I couldn't figure it out at all. As it turns out, it's right there, and reading that tip and listening to it and being like, okay, what if I do exactly what she's telling me? And just take a seat, look at the light, and what do you know? And it was this super good aha moment, as I think Todd Howard describes them. It was really good. I did get everything here, right? I don't remember if I got the picture, but I don't see it on the map, so I'll assume we did. Anyway, I'm sorry for being so negative about Final Fantasy XIV, because either you disagree and it was annoying to listen to, you agree and I went on for too long, or you don't even play the game and you don't care and I just went on for that entire level. But if you're interested in Final Fantasy XIV, I have to suggest against it. Oh, I really like her too. In fact, she might be my favorite. Here, take the supplies. If you need more, I can spare time. They're mine. I'm not gonna do that. In fact, I'm gonna sell you my oxygen because you're just so nice and generous to me that you don't deserve to go without it. I really should have armor. Armor is disposable and only can be taken off if damaged. That's not true. You can literally drop it on the ground, so I think that's a translation issue. But its defense is superior to the vestments you wear. Take it with you. I'm not going to do that. I just don't think I need it. Because yeah, this gun is just sitting on the floor, so we'll see at the end of this boss, there are like these mechanical angels, which I think are recreations mechanically of the angels from the first game, but again, I haven't played the first game, that's just what I'm assuming. And, they essentially sacrificed themselves to become weapons for you to fight the bad guys or whatever. And I want to see what happens if I just don't do that. This one, it's just here, because she's awesome and kind enough to just let you use it. 50 caliber gun, Gatling gun, the Painkiller. It's originally used for aircraft machine gun. Only used once, but it has firepower that cannot be compared to ordinary sacred irons. Beat the hell out of them. Thank you. Give them hell, she says. Oh, I didn't get the extra life. I need to get those. Or just collect them, really. I don't think I'll need them, but I don't want to run low on them either. Yeah, and this is when I realized, oh, that's right, it's a boomer shooter, so I can just dodge by doing this. The guys, like the people, I think are harder to dodge than the bosses. But this is honestly, aside from how unsettling some of the vibes I get from like that little brother character are, that make me think what I've heard about the and I haven't looked, you know, I don't want to be, I really absolutely do not want to be, what's the word, defamating somebody. I don't want to be slandering somebody, so take a look for yourself what the developer is like. But again, it's just what I've heard. It could just be rumors, it could just be that, whatever. I just want to say that right away. It's a disclaimer, I haven't looked myself, I don't know what it really is, don't take my word for it. But I heard his social media is like very inappropriate, and when I say inappropriate, I don't mean like, you know, I don't mean like, oh, there are naked women on it, or even naked anime characters. I mean like it's something that I don't think I can say on YouTube or anywhere else, and don't particularly want to. But again, I could be wrong. It's just, aside from that, my biggest issue with the game was just how kind of, like, this is the boss fight, for example. The levels themselves I loved, but this being the bosses that they're all leading up to. Like, look at what I'm doing here. This is the hardest difficulty. I'm just moving back and forth. It is very, very satisfying to do this. In fact, after this I will look up, just to make sure. I want to put it, if I'm wrong about what's on like his social media and Twitter, I will put a disclaimer on the screen. Because I don't want to give people the wrong idea about somebody who isn't what I'm saying they are. The last thing I want to do is misrepresent somebody in a poor way. In a way that isn't true. So, like, look at this. This is the boss fight. You know what I mean? Like, this is my biggest complaint with the gameplay. This is the boss fight it all led up to here on the hardest difficulty. And it's the first boss, right? Is probably what you're thinking. Like, it's not supposed to be that hard. It's the first boss. It's to get you, like, acclimated with how the bosses work and everything. But they're all pretty much just run around and spray the weapon at them. Way too many of you guys are still alive. Don't point that at me. Anyway. I think this just says, like, hey, do it. Activate the purification device. Yes. You snap. Oops. Okay. I'm trying to snap. Oh, I did it. You hear that? I snapped. Done one secret. The first trumpeter fell and the tainted land was cleansed. The martyr, surrounded by the cleansing light, woke up in a nostalgic place, a place where she once had peace of mind. So this is a memory. It's the dialogue, I understand. Oh wow, and it really is. This actually reminds me a lot of Fallout 4 when you're going through the memory sequence inside Kellogg's head. I didn't think about this before, but that's actually really what this reminds me of, in a good way. In fact, there's arms. I think those are his arms. I think he basically just sacrifices his body, which is really fucked up. Which, again, is, I guess, one thing I kind of appreciate. He just cuts his arms off for this to work out. But he also, I think, still, like, you can see that he still kind of has his arms, I think, at some point. It doesn't really make any sense, so maybe I'm just misunderstanding. And you kept the promise, thank you so much. You brought me what once belongs to us. If you grant me another wish, could you please keep it with you? Since I can't hold it by myself, please take good care of it. So yeah, I think it's implied that those are his arms. Never let them have this, it's a promise, sis. And please go, your friends are waiting. You can sit, enjoy your tea, and you just take his arms. Thank you, bro. And eat from his fridge. I think these are apples. And that's that. I'm leaving this place where I used to live reluctantly, yes, but the artifact he entrusted to me is of the utmost importance. This is why I have come down to this planet again. These frivolous trumpeters are just stopovers. Okay. Intermission 1. Now I see that you are the one. Did Argandia suffer enough before its end. It deserved it, considering what it has done so far. And well done! I activated your synthetic angels on the news of your return. They will surely help you on your quest. 6 more. If we bury 6 more of these trumpeters, we will win this war. As long as we have you, our greatest weapon, we will win. We rely on you, martyr. Need water. I'm starting to get a sore throat. Yep. You must be cold dressed like that. I've brought you another vestment here. Your finest one, isn't it? Must be a little cold, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if that's much better, I gotta say. But, you know, better than this a little, I guess. Yeah, okay, yep. Let's not keep that on screen for too long. No, no way. Are they real? I've never heard that there are still some remaining angels. Ha ha ha. Seems the world hasn't left us yet. Oh, is she talking about these ones? Surprised I didn't know there were any living angels. You killed every last one of them. That was what I was told. Figure that's what we did in the first game. Oh, it doesn't reset all of my progress when I do that, so I do still at least have all my collectibles. These are the mechanical angels, the ones that sacrifice yourself for the boss fights. Benedanti, one of the 4 synthetic angels functioning. Medical supplies. You can essentially they're just like, hey dude. Ones of sorrow. Joy. Don't look very joyful. I don't think I would be too if this is what I was, like, in. This one has an awkwardly long torso of ease. Okay. Yeah, there's the first boss, being dead, floating in there. Ooh, I didn't want to fall there. There's the arms. You've committed the sin of wrath. Yeah, like, this is, I've torn out your arms, I've torn out your legs, I've torn out your intestines, your eyes, your genitals, your lungs, your soul apart. And I believe a lot of those are the artifacts that we collect here. Or at least close enough. This is a place where you will be tested again. This is the hard mode stuff. You get these, which increase your damage, the whetstones. And this, I think, tells me that there's like 1 picture in here and 1 whetstone that I don't have. So we're gonna do that real quick next. Oh yeah. I think I can do that. Let's take a look outside first, because there is something there. Something that I very much like. I guess if you go all the way back, you can turn on cheats or something, but I haven't messed around with those. I don't plan on doing it now. Look at this, something I love. Pretty women, alcohol that you can just drink. Your heart's content. Even more alcohol. Am I gonna be okay? Oh, you can lean? I always forget about that because I think it's useless, but maybe I'm wrong and it's a little disorienting and weird in this game. Welcome to my humble place, traveler. It's been a long time since I've had it in here, but I rarely get visitors. Take your time. Would you like to have a chat? Someone has built 2 new ones while I've been busy building this place. He's building a 3rd one soon. He's one hell of a guy. I don't know who you're talking about. Hey, your stomach looks full. Come back later. I think the enemies level up. I don't know how, or like what the progress means. I don't know if it's like how much they hit you or how many you kill them. But something causes them to level up a bit, and you can reset their level with tokens here. I've never reset their levels. Oh yeah, this just says it's 5 gold for a cup of tea. I don't know what this is, but I'll drink some of it. But yeah, there's this whole cute little... So they've even got bathrooms. That's so fucking weird that you can sit on the toilet, and I really don't like it, and I wish I didn't do that, because that was just weird, and I didn't like it. Put the gun away, maybe. Little vending machines, excuse me. You can turn on, so there's streamer mode, and it does this. And you can see me, like, move my mouse, I guess? And you see me press buttons when I press buttons. It's cute. I won't keep it on unless it does something important. Aside from that, I can't see, like, my left side of my screen when I do this. I don't remember this. Enemy reinforcement set. Oh, this is, I think how quickly they level up in that system. Otherwise, I'll keep that on normal. Or rent. It's neat. I think that's all the streamer mode does. I'd rather actually, you know, see my inventory a little bit. Oh, it's just changing the song. Okay. But isn't this adorable? There's showers. Oops, what'd I do there? Oh, that's my armor off button. I was trying to take my helmet off. Really enjoy the scenery. But you can still fight with your helmet off, you just don't see your crosshair or your stuff, which is another thing I love, too, in games, when your HUD is actually like an item, so to speak. Like when it's explained, that's one thing in Halo that I love, is your HUD is your helmet overlay, like your, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Things like that. I think there's some games with magic and like it'll be a magic thing, so then when you don't have your powers or whatever, you don't have your HUD either. I love stuff like that. I love when the HUD isn't just like a video game element, it's actually ingrained into the game itself, or integrated into like the character and all that. I think all this stuff lying dead around, I think those are angels from the first game, but again, I didn't really play the first game and I don't particularly have an interest in doing that. Like, the story is very strange, and very strange does interest me, but it just doesn't have the the gun mechanics that are probably the real main reason that I liked this one so much. I have heard it is, before this game, that even the first one was considered a pretty good hidden gem, so I'll consider it, but it's not something I'm looking into right now. But yeah, we'll do the hard level here. I already talked to you, right? Yes, I did. I don't know if it's actually like the hard level or what, but X level, extreme level, I imagine, will be opened only after defeating the Trumpeters of the Apocalypse. So I defeat Section 1, I get the first one, I defeat Section 2, I get the second one, that sort of thing. Man, I have a lot of ammo for this gun, and I can barely wield it myself. Oh, hey dude. I'm thinking of actually putting a point into Wrath just to use this, but I also just don't care enough. Another song that I like from this game. Yeah, I'll just shoot in controlled bursts and not be crazy. I'm pretty sure this gun also wears down really quickly. There is something really charming too about just these assets, but the way games like this are built, where I look at it and you can, I don't know how to describe it, but just the environments in these games like this, I really like. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be going through inventories and stuff. Maybe I should actually be paying attention to the people actively trying to gun me down. I don't know why I'm getting that third jump. But I guess it's nice. I definitely enjoy being able to do this. Oh, and then you see stuff like this, and it's just something about it's charming to me, even though it's kind of just probably not a good thing. A lot of people probably just see it as unfinished. But like, oh, they just didn't add a skybox or something. I don't know. I don't know if these games, how they work, but it's just neat. It's charming to me. It's charming to me. What am I looking for here? There's a key. I feel like it's too easy. I'm making it too easy up here. God, it'll drop down. Need this key anyways. Oh god. I forgot. That does that. Alright. Oh, and you can slam fire. If I hold the trigger down and I cock it, you slam fire it. That's so fucking cool. Like, do you understand how fucking awesome that is? I found it out with a shotgun because I was curious. And you absolutely can do it. And you just slam fire the fucking shotgun like a World War I soldier who jumped into the trench and is 16 years old. I don't remember if that was a World War I or a World War II thing. But you know, the trench gun they call it now, you know? Can't remember the actual designation or name of it, but it's... Love that thing. It's got the aesthetically pleasing heat shield on it that to me is just cool because it looks cool and not for any functional reason. Oh, whoops. Just fumble with my guns. I don't have my pistol. Wait, why don't I have my... Did I throw it on the ground? No way! When I threw my... I thought I threw my armor, I threw my fucking pistol on the floor. That's okay, we'll just have to get a new one, but... Oh, we have throwing knives too, look at this. We picked them up when we got the assault rifle in that one room. You just pick them back up. You shoot them real fast. And now I can just run back and grab them. Sorry, I'm not gonna sit here and just talk about how cool I think the game is, I'll actually start playing it a little bit. He's still breathing. Alright, what am I doing? I need to pick things up. There's a whole lot of enemies over here, it would seem. Okay. That was... something. Oh. Hey fellas. I always forget that the minimap is there, and I just get surprised. Ouch. We're getting so many of these, I'm just going to down all these blood. All this blood. That, I don't know what it does. It showed an apple and a ×2 picture, so I imagine either food is twice as effective, or I can hold twice as much. I'm going to assume food is twice as effective. It also says there's a gun here. Oh, it's just it's a throwing knife. Okay, oh, that opened these. I didn't find the whetstone though, is that a thing? Or am I tripping? I think all of them also have little secrets you're supposed to find. Oh, like these mage guys. I'm trying to slam fire it, there's just no bullets. And I want to say that some of the achievements I'm missing is the, oh my goodness. Fuck, they're tough. That wasn't even close, dude. What are you doing? Okay, I thought it would kick the barrel into him, not just blow it up. Ugh. A little slow on the controls now. It's exactly what I wanted, I guess, but... I love that you can do that. I just love that you can do that so much. Alright, so we grabbed, what am I looking for still? What does that mean? Oh, we did. So we grabbed the key that releases the door that goes outside. Oh. Well, this is the funny little thing. Hey, someone there? I'm stuck. I can't pull myself out from this damn thing. Someone help me. Anyone? Yeah, I don't... As far as I know, you can't actually do anything to help her. But I think just finding her is it. Gives an achievement, I think, as well, if I remember. And I want to say that's one of the achievements I'm missing at least. Is finding those in other levels like this. I don't know if it's on the map. I guess I should have looked. Yeah, it is. It's telling me how to play. It's telling me to press C to cock because it thinks I forgot. Because I'm not doing it in a panic. Okay. The whetstone. I really don't think I picked it up. But I really don't see it anywhere either, so I'm thinking I just forgot that I did. Or I did and I just didn't notice. I have no idea what was in that. I must have closed it. Yeah, you can't close them, so I probably just closed it back by mistakes. I don't think anything came out of there. Okay. I guess I closed that one too. I don't know. Maybe they're, someone else is closing them. Yes, that's just the spawn point. This is ammo. I must have grabbed it, I guess. Oh, never mind, it's right here. Does it really show up as health? Yes, it does. That is interesting. Also, if you've looked at the controls in the top right, I think they're wrong, and I think there's a way to turn them off, and I don't know why they're on, because that's not how I have mine set up. I don't think... No, it is, actually. Though right mouse doesn't cock, I have that setting off, because I want to have to do it, you know, myself, and I don't like when it gets in the way of me trying to aim down sights. Okay. Let me just check one more thing. That'll be it for this piece of it. It has been a bit. Next, if I play this again, we will do part 2 as the second part, as well as probably the X mission 2. So thank you so much for being here. I am gonna check this. I want to see if the trash can lady's here, because I want to say she is. Oh, and I should buy another pistol. I'll leave that to my future self to decide. Dude, she made me a little cake thing. Welcome to the humble place, traveler. It's been a long time. Yeah, you said this last time. I used to be into magic tricks. I practice a lot to do a certain trick. I practice a lot to do a certain trick that you pull cards out of your mouth. I could find was that I could only fit a deck in my mouth. Okay. This is humanity's longing to understand others with their hearts. Must be very fulfilling experience. The blessing brought by the machine angels has made this possible. Food bonus. See that little bar, the green bar below my hunger? So there's the red one, the blue one, the teal one, and then there's that like dirty green one under the teal one. Not the white one, but I think that has to do with overeating, and if it maxes out, you throw up. I think. And then you lose a lot of your health. I was trying to throw up by drinking so much, but it was not letting me do it. These are the toilets, that's not what I want. I want to say you can find everybody here, but I guess not. Oh yeah, there we go. Obtained from the limbo. Oh, dustbin from the limbo. The dustbin which a novice gunsmith from the land called the limbo stuck in. Okay, I guess that was a novice gunsmith. They're all showers, right? Alright, I'm just like killing time at this point. That is all for now. While I remember, I am going to look up that guy's Twitter or something. I'll look up the developer's name. I'll keep you guys here with me while I do that. So you can have a live answer as to whether or not this guy's account is really suspicious. And we'll just hang out with her while we do that. I just threw a... No, I threw my gun on the floor, didn't I? No, I didn't. I didn't. We're okay. Okay, I didn't want to bomb her place. Oh my god. Sorry. Oh, and I broke her glasses, and this is really cool that this happens. I didn't know. I'm sorry. You run a business yourself, you don't have time to play. However, if you don't play, you don't develop your sense. It's a difficult problem. I bet. I bet. Actually, let me see if I can turn off that setting. Like, get rid of this thing in the top right. Weapon handling tutorial. There we go. Perfect. So now while we're sitting here, what I will do, play some AFK music so you're not just sitting there awkwardly in silence and it's a very intimate moment. And now, yep. As we speak, I'm looking up what the guy's name is on Steam, or what the developer is. Yeah, he made the Citadel games, that's all he's uploaded to Steam. Is Dokuramori. I don't know, dude. If I punch his name in, look at it. Oh, he has a Pixiv. Let's see. Definitely inappropriate stuff on here. Definitely some really crazy stuff here. Now I'm confused. I see a picture that kind of looks like the little brother, but he's definitely not a boy in this picture, and you can tell in this picture. You can tell that he's not a guy in this picture. It's a little much. I mean, yeah, some of the characters look a little... I mean, I can't tell if it's just the art style or what. A lot of it is definitely, Okay, I found another picture on his Twitter that's fucking crazy. And I'm pretty sure it is those characters. So, I can understand what people are saying, is how I'll put it for now. I'll try, I want to try to describe it in a way that isn't going to get me in trouble. But both of them have things out of their clothing that shouldn't be. And she has a sign around her neck that says "for sale." And there's a lot of stuff in her mouth. And she's also covered on the stuff. And some of the stuff that should be clothed is like sitting on his foot, which I believe he's moving his foot. This is, I mean, that's considering they're siblings as it is, that's already enough for people to be not super agreeable with this guy, and I think understandably. We have just that's you know, you should look it up yourself and make your own decision here. And that's where I'll leave it. Anyways, and maybe it's not even him, maybe that's a different character. But I don't think so. So anyway, I don't want to talk about this anymore. I don't want to look at this, I don't want to talk about this. I just you know, he makes a really good game, I think, at least. You know, separate the art from the artist to an extent. He's, from what I understand, in a completely different country from me, so what do I care? I guess I get to play his game. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope that part didn't put a bad taste in your mouth for the game itself, because, or for this series here, because I love this game. I love the game. And yeah, I do love the game. Specifically the game. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I just threw something on the floor again. And that's that. Next part, like I said, we are going to start number 2, assuming I do a second part of this. We'll see. I think I will, because like I said, I just like playing this game, and it does feel nice to revisit it and have an excuse to play it again. As it stands, I look at playing it if I don't have something else to play, but if I do get the itch to just play it, maybe I will play it some more soon. Or if other people say they want to play it, want to see me play it more soon, I don't particularly see that happening, if I'm being honest. I know there's not a whole lot of you guys, and a lot of you guys don't voice strong opinions about what you want to play and not want to play, and that's okay. That's a good thing in my opinion, because I'm just kind of hanging out. I don't want to be too obligated to do a certain thing over another thing. That's why I haven't been playing as much Fire Emblem. I want to kind of, as much as I love Fire Emblem and I want to play more Fire Emblem, I don't want to give the impression that that's like the only thing I'm going to play, you know, things like that. So that aside, I don't think I want to describe that better, because I think that can easily be taken the wrong way, but it shouldn't have been, and if it was, I do apologize for misrepresenting myself. I guess the only person I have to apologize is myself in the future when this comes to bite me in the fucking ass, but I would appreciate suggestions. I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm not saying I want them either. I'm very neutral to them. I think I'd look at them and go, oh, maybe, and that's about where it would end. Like, I'd have the name in my head. I think at most, suggestions for me would be, I'd see it, and I'll keep that in mind, and then if I ever see it and considering it on my own terms, then I might be swayed if I was already considering it myself, is I think how I'd put it. I think if I was given recommendations, that's generally how it would go. That's just how I am with recommendations in general. I'm very, you know, I need to stop. We're done here. I'm just, let me, if I'm gonna keep going, I might as well just, like, if I'm gonna keep talking, it's like I might as well just go to another part. But I won't. That's just, I'll finish up my thought, and that's it. And that's it. I'm finishing up the thought, and that's it. Hopefully you can quote me on that, and it'll be correct. I never like the things people recommend to me, and I feel bad about that, so I've stopped. I've just kind of told people, like, look, I'll keep it in mind, but I honestly don't follow recommendations too much, and I try to just be honest about it. Because I think people just don't, I don't think I've ever met somebody who understands what I like based on the things that I like. I don't want to say anybody, but I very, very rarely. You know what? There was one guy in VR chat. I never take music recommendations. Not really, that's not true. Most music recommendations I've been given, I just haven't vibed with the song. Like people can't seem to get what pulls me to music. I guess I barely do, or particular songs. There have been some in the past. One of my good friends does recommend things that I do enjoy. But what am I trying to say? One guy in VR chat, I was playing in VR chat, I was playing music, and he came over. I was playing Don't Think Twice, It's Alright by Bob Dylan. And he was talking to me after I played the song, and he was like, yeah, initially I came over because I thought you were playing Clay Pigeons, but I stayed because I was liking it or whatever. He was a nice guy. He ended up playing something after too. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head. I wrote it down and looked it up, but he was saying, yeah, Clay Pigeons, like it's an amazing song, you know, like, and he talked about, that sounds really familiar, yada yada. It was a conversation, and I ended up looking up the song, and it ended up being one of my favorite songs. It still is one of my favorite songs now. Clay Pigeons. And the version that I first heard was John Prine, and I guess that's the version a lot of people like, but Blaze Foley's version I just also really like. You know, I just love the song. Coulter Wall, who I love as well, if you couldn't tell. If that isn't obvious that I really like Coulter Wall. He did a cover of the song during one of those like streams that everybody did during lockdown and garbage. And that version's okay. I do love Coulter Wall. It's not my favorite version of the song though. It's good though. I like it a lot. And I'm very happy to hear him singing it as well. I don't even care if it's good in my book or not. It's just him singing it is just so cool to me. But yeah, anyway, that was the thought. That was me finishing up the thought about recommendations. I appreciate them, and if I on my own terms start to lean into it and think about it a bit, the recommendations will likely sway me to actually go for it and try it. However, recommendations will likely not lead to me doing anything too new for myself. But that can change, you never know. Maybe if I was somebody who actually got more recommendations, I'd consider it more. Maybe if I was running out of things to actually do and record and stream and whatever, I'd consider it more. Basically what I'm trying to do is justify the fact that I just said, like, I don't give a fuck about recommendations, because I do, and I do appreciate them. It's just I might not get to them. If I do ever get them. And that doesn't mean I hate them, that doesn't mean I don't want them, that doesn't mean anything like that, it just means I don't. I tend to do my own thing. I'm basically just trying to reel in what I said because I thought it sounded a little too aggressive and trying to provide better understanding. So I don't know why I'm even talking, like I'm super neutral about, I'm very, very neutral about recommendations to the point where I just talked about this for like 5 minutes and I don't even care that much. So, that aside, that being done, hopefully I'll come back to this game at some point. I plan to, I'd like to, I like this game. Hopefully it was a nice little break between the Mass Effect uploads that are all old. But again, that's also largely for me. I can't, for my own sanity, I can't release things that are just so old over and over again. But that is all for now. So, I'll cut the yapping, as they say. I'll cut the chatter. And that's all for now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking and all that other stuff you might do if you didn't do it. Still, thank you so much for just being here. But if you did enjoy, and you were here, you might as well drop it a like or a subscribe, right? If you liked it, you better, you know, it's helpful. It means a lot to me. People say it does a lot for the algorithm. I don't know if that's true or not, but I love it. I noticed that, you know, in my Sentinel Girls video, it got like 3 views in the first like 4 days, and then all of a sudden it got some likes, and then it pushed out, and now it's just magically got like 100 views out of nowhere. I think it's because people hit the like button, so, you know, if you'd liked it, you should like it, and I'd appreciate that so much, just even mentally, and algorithmically, apparently, as a guess. And the subscribers or subscribers, you know, you can always unsubscribe, you can always do it later, you can undo it later. That's what people say, and that's how they trick you. Don't fall for it. Subscribe to me, but don't fall for it. They'll say you can unsubscribe later, but they know you're just gonna forget. It's like a gym membership. They know you're here and it doesn't cost you much, so you just forget about it and keep paying. A cheap gym membership. That's what they do. That's why they do it. That's why he says it. That one guy who I'm thinking of, who I don't know his name, but from what I remember, he was actually an enjoyable guy to watch. So, you know, who cares if he says that? You should be subscribed to him. He's a funny guy. You can always unsubscribe later, but if hopefully just you forget or find out that there's no reason to unsubscribe, even, because why bother? Unless you really specifically dislike the person, why bother unsubscribing, right? Like, what is it gonna do? Recommend you one more video that you might like because you used to like them enough to subscribe in the past? Like, God forbid. Right? Anyway, or if you're just trying to clean out your subscriptions, maybe you do just have too many and you're like, oh, I wanna do whatever, but at that point you just make a new YouTube account. That's what I do. And that's why I don't watch things on my uploading account, because I just change YouTube accounts all the fucking time. Okay, I said I'd stop, and I'm still going. So that's like, I could have completed chapter 2 at this point. I'd be like halfway done. The first one took me an hour. The second would have taken an hour. It's been an hour 30 minutes. We could be halfway done, but I've been sitting here just fucking talking. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much. Thank you guys again for all that stuff I said earlier. Still. Goodbye for now. I hope you stick around. I hope I'm not gonna see you, so, and I'm apparently just autistic about my language. I hate saying stuff like that. Like people who say OCD just because they don't like a picture frame isn't straight. It's like, dude, you don't have OCD, just have like an attention to detail. You're not like crippled because a picture frame is unstraight and you don't like it. Just because you look at it a few times doesn't make you have OCD. You're not crippled. You're okay. Stop saying that. It's annoying. And that's like the new autism. Now people say that about autism is everybody just has autism now. It's new OCD. It's Tumblr's new, it's, you know, it's what Tumblr OCD was to Redditor's autism. I don't know. Anyway, let's stop. Let's actually stop this time. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you.